Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, my name is Demigod Shmurda here. Hello and welcome back to another video and welcome back to another episode of Arrowverse Analysis. One of the most anticipated topics of Arrow's second season was how they would handle the League of Assassins. By tying Sarah Lance, this series' version of Black Canary, to the League, and spotlighting them in an earlier episode during the season, this was clearly something the Arrow crew knew would be a big deal. Do I think they stuck the landing on that front? I'm just happy Arrow at least took the League seriously and didn't make them into a complete joke. At least not right away. Where the episode League of Assassins introduces our heroes to the organization, this episode introduces us to one of their key members all the way up until Arrow's final season, that being Nyssa Al Ghul, the daughter of Ra's al Ghul. It introduces her relationship with Sarah, shows just how much of an effortless badass she is, and shows her commitment to the cause. And it does all of this while also juggling some classic Queen family drama. Regardless of your feelings on the Arrowverse as a whole, you gotta admit that this episode is cool. Whether it be because we get to see the Green Arrow and the Black Canary ride a motorbike together, because we get to see an archer duel between Oliver and Nyssa, or just because we get to see the League of Assassins, there is an inherent coolness to this episode, and this season that the later seasons and other shows just failed to achieve. It's probably a topic for another video, but I think that inherent coolness went away once superhero stuff got really big. On the one hand, I'm glad that a superhero movie was at one point the highest grossing movie in the world. On the other hand, superheroes haven't really been cool since then. Come to think of it, that's probably why I enjoy smaller shows like Stargirl and Black Lightning so much. The exclusivity. The feeling of being a part of this club where not everyone knows about it. Granted, it also helps that they're good. Well, most of the seasons. But back to this episode, the League of Assassins are here, and the WB gave Arrow the green light to use them, and so use them they shall. If this is your first episode and you're wondering how my rating system works, there's a detailed description down below, along with a link to all my other episodes of Overanalysis, but I encourage you to watch this one first. I'm sure you'll still enjoy it. You think I should add to the identity reveal counter for Sarah telling her father she's alive? I just thought about it now, and honestly, I could go either way on it. With that out of the way, let's return to the Overanalysis. Wendy Stansler returns once again to direct another League of Assassins-centric episode, Heir to the Demon, which first aired on February 5th, 2014. After hearing about Laurel's spiral, Sarah returns to Starling City while being followed by a former lover and high-ranking member of the League. They kidnap Sarah's mom in an attempt to bring her back into the fold. Meanwhile, Felicity discovers some of Moira's shady dealings and finds out a secret that could destroy the Queen family. Hey, there's Nyssa! That guy might be an Argus agent.
Business or personal, Miss Ratco?
Personal.
Argus? Yeah, it is an Argus guy!
Down to the ground! Down! Put your hands in your head!
Ooh, her theme. Ooh. Oh, damn! I believe that's Katrina Law doing all of this, too.
A few days ago, there was a wire transfer made from Tempest to a numbered account at Starling National Bank.
Probably the campaign accountant's shutting it down.
Or it could be something else.
I'll talk to Moira first thing.
I know that you and he are friends, but you'll need to end your support for Sebastian Blood. I will speak to Sebastian.
There's a great rehab outside of Starling.
I didn't take any pills last night. I swear.
The doctor wants to check your eye.
What happened to her eye?
Minor subconjunctival hemorrhaging, probably from hitting her head when she lost consciousness.
You feel better, okay?
Thank you. Before I passed out, I saw Sarah. I know I was hallucinating, but I saw her.
Oh, is this a salmon ladder? Oh, it's Sarah doing the salmon ladder! I believe Katie Lotz can do that, too.
How did you find me?
I wasn't gonna lose you again.
That's not an answer.
Do me a favor and dig up a copy of Laurel's blood work from the hospital, please.
Her wig. At least this wig gets reused, so it, like, seems like a hairstyle she used commonly. Oh, wait, is this the... This is the... This is the weekend she dies!
The League, they're still hunting me.
So what, you just gonna pop back every time one of us is in trouble? It's time we started facing things together.
I don't disagree. Especially with Laurel's addiction right now. Oh, hey, they cut to that shot last time, too. Look at the suit, dude. It's a nice suit. And then this takes a turn you are not gonna expect. Oliver's like, oh shit. I remember seeing this happen for the first time and I had no reaction to it. There wasn't like a, oh, okay, that's happening. There was nothing. I remember my expression being nothing. Because it was treated as normal. There wasn't such a big deal made about same-sex relationships as there is nowadays. So when this happened, nobody batted an eye at it. And they played Nissa's theme over it too.
I didn't know what you were gonna do. To be honest, neither did I.
Aw.
We should talk. Do you need permission from your boyfriend?
Of course she knows he's there.
I am Nissa, daughter of Ra's al Ghul, heir to the demon.
That's so sick. Also roll credits.
Goodbyes are never easy. Is that why I didn't get one?
She's salty.
I flagged a large wire transfer you made. Full disclosure, I don't trust you.
Okay, Felicity.
You paid a substantial sum of money to a Dr. Gill. He was the doctor who delivered Theo. You had an affair with Malcolm Merlin 1 year before Theo was born. Merlin is Theo's father.
What are you going to do with this information?
I don't know. Confronting you in your living room was as far as my plan went. I thought you deserved the chance to tell Oliver yourself. He should hear it from you.
And Felicity brings that up because of what Oliver said in Tremors about how Slade found out about Shadow's death.
Someone killed Shadow. Slade loved Shadow, and it was my fault. I wanted to tell him because it would have been better coming from me, but I didn't.
And he found out another way.
If I had just told him the truth, I could have gotten through to him.
I see the way you look at him. If you tell him this, you will rip his world apart. And a part of him will always blame you.
You look different. Still me. I needed to see my family, make sure they were safe. And so they are. Now come home. I don't have much of a soul left in me, but what there is, it can't take the killing anymore.
My soul can't take the killing anymore, she says. She murdered Dollmaker. She was gonna murder what's-his-face that was on Falcon Winter Soldier until Oliver said no. She killed a couple League of Assassins guys in League of Assassins. My my soul can't take the killing anymore, my ass, Sarah. I'm sorry. I like ya, but I'm gonna play fair.
When I found you, you were starving.
So that officially confirms what Sarah said in Crucible when she said that a member of the League found her. It was Nissa that found her. Interesting they just dropped that detail in so superfluously.
I wasn't with you because you saved me. I was with you because I loved you.
I must stay strong. I ship Avalance too much to allow this to sway me.
Ross listens to you, and you can ask him to release me. My father's never released anyone from the League. He released Malcolm Merlin. An action he and the citizens of the city daily regret. Do what you have to.
She can't. What is Oliver doing? He's beating a tire with a sledgehammer. Why?
She's got a copy of Laura's blood work. She tested negative for drugs
Well, then why she collapsed?
because they found traces of snake venom in her blood from a Tibetan pit viper.
She was poisoned by Nissa, who did it to draw you back here.
He has everything with you and Oliver.
She said she's texting him.
We decided to start looking at apartments together.
Call back to Darkness on the Edge of Town.
This is kind of assuming that he's ever ready to settle down. Can't you just be happy for me?
Yeah, come on, Sarah.
I wasn't trying to be a bitch. Title of your autobiography.
That's a good line. Having dates. Now she's doing it just to piss off Laurel. I clearly don't remember this episode very well. Oh no. Not the mom! Nissa! Love that he's got his bow on the front of his bike. That's sick. Oh, she used the Sonic thing! The canary cry! I love that her bow has a different sound effect than Oliver's does. Oh, dude! This chase scene has some suspense to it. Oh. Oliver definitely could have shot some arrows. You can definitely still see the accept/deny call on her phone here.
I thought it would be instructive for you to know what it feels like to suddenly lose someone you love.
Yeah, it's even more clear in this shot.
You do not want to hurt my mother. You're right.
You have one day.
Oh, she calls her the canary. I think I might give this one a full breakdown.
Luckily for us, Tibetan pit viper venom is surprisingly difficult to transport. It starts losing its potency the moment it leaves the fangs.
So it was bought locally.
Not bought. Stolen.
From where?
The zoo.
I pulled up the zoo CCTV footage from the night of the break-in. I caught a plate.
Can I help you, Alderman?
Oh, I had a meeting with your son. Can I offer some advice?
Please.
Get out.
The fact that you're advising me to get out before I even announce my candidacy suggests that you're threatened.
During your trial, you portrayed yourself as a fragile creature living under Malcolm Merlin's thumb. So which is it? The woman strong enough to lead this city? Or the one too weak-willed to save it?
Ooh.
The one who should not be underestimated.
Oh, that's a good response, Moira!
I loved her, Dad. Are you upset?
I'm just happy to hear you had someone that cared for you.
No, he's such a good dad, dude. Sarah should be a match for this guy, but not Oliver.
They didn't teach you about right crosses and assassins?
Where is Nissa?
Tell me where my wife is!
No, don't you! Don't you!
You son of a bitch!
It's over, Detective. She's gone.
There is clearly still something in that vial. Really should have restrained his arms.
Oliver, you ready to introduce your mother? With pride.
No, Felicity, do not do this now.
I don't talk a lot about my family.
I have noticed that.
My mother is my mother. I don't really know what my father is because he abandoned us.
Oh.
I barely remember him, but I do remember how much it hurt when he left. Just the thought of losing someone that important to me again.
You're not gonna lose me. Whatever it is that's bothering you. Is it about your family?
It's about yours.
Oh, is she at her grave? Yeah, she is.
Let my mother go, and I will return with you to Nanda Parbat.
That's why there's still something in the vial. It wasn't an error.
Is there anything else I can get you?
My mother?
Fuck off, bitch! I'm sorry, that was a little aggressive. That was a lot aggressive.
There's something I gotta tell you. It's about your sister.
I found Mom. Meet me at the lower boatyards in 30 minutes and come alone. Don't tell the Arrow.
I gotta go.
What about Sarah, Dad?
Look, I'll explain everything later, all right? Just sit tight.
Laurel, sit your ass back on the couch.
I'm here today to say a few words about Moira Queen.
The fact that he uses her full name.
I bet many of you think that you know her because you read about her in the press or you saw her on TV. You don't know my mother.
This is so hard to watch, but that's the point.
You don't know what she's capable of when it comes to helping the people of Starling City.
He turned that around very quickly. I know. Thank you. And Moira is also very good at composing herself. Also, Oliver goes right over to Thea.
Snake venom, it's gone.
Activate her tracer.
You put a tracer on her?
She has a bad habit of disappearing on me.
Oh, those are the herbs from Yao Fei. Oh, this must be a big moment for her. And she thinks she's immediately gonna lose her, too.
Dad, doing? Get Mom out of here.
Poor Dinah.
He took the poison.
That's why they showed that eye shot.
I can't go back.
Quentin, why'd you go back?
You want to be with your family so badly. They can join you in eternity.
Live or die. It's up to you.
Nissa should be saying that to you. What the fuck shot was that? That shot looked so awkward. Oh, this is a legit archer duel. Oh, wow, that skill. She shot his quiver off him. This should not be a match. Nissa should win instantly. They do a good job of not showing Katrina Law's stunt double.
Don't kill her. Please.
The venom killed the one dude instantly. Sarah was willing to die. She still addresses her as the canary.
In the name of Ishaku, I release you.
She does not have the power to do that. She literally made it a point to say that Roz has to do it, but... Oh my god, Laurel! Her whole world must have shattered, dude.
For the past year, I've stood by your side because I wanted to believe that you weren't this monster. And I needed to believe that I still had a mother.
I only lied about Thea to protect her from Malcolm.
No, you lied because that is what you do.
I mean, she did consistently lie about the undertaking.
I will keep up appearances for Thea's sake. Publicly, I will support your campaign. But privately, you and I are done.
I never stopped looking for you.
That's true, Dinah never did.
I know you have a lot of questions, and the answer to all of them is because it's Sarah. Every single thing that's gone wrong in our lives is your fault. You got on that stupid boat with my boyfriend. You didn't call us to tell us that you were still alive, even though it probably would have saved Mom and Dad's marriage. And you brought some crazy assassin to Starling City who nearly killed Mom and who poisoned me. You stole my whole life.
This is how you make a villain, for the record. I didn't call it out at any point this episode, but yes, they do have all of the scars and the tattoos on him here.
You've been crying.
Happy to know I still could.
That's a good line.
So what now?
Now you two are gonna sleep together, and then the episode's gonna end. I'm not wrong, am I? It is on him in this shot! You know what? I got nothing. I got no words. I'm surprised they put it on him for that one small shot. I'm gonna start out by giving this episode's plot a 4. Felicity didn't really need to tell Oliver that Malcolm is Thea's bio dad right in that instant, but it did allow us to get that really purposefully awkward shot in the episode where Oliver's giving that speech, and for that reason, I'm gonna give the writers a bit of leeway on it. I do find it a little hard to believe that the snake venom would kill that one League member instantly, but would take several minutes to kill Sarah. Then again, Felicity did say that it starts losing potency the moment it leaves the fangs, so it is possible on second thought. Though that opens up an entire other issue about how much they used on Laurel to keep her alive but still draw Sarah back to Starling City. Oliver may have been trained by Slade, but Nyssa was trained by Ra's al Ghul himself. That fight should not be close. I do wish we'd gotten to see a scene of Dinah telling Sarah to follow her heart, since that was talked about in Salvation, since this episode's flashbacks were centered around the Lance family. Missed opportunity there. It's not a badly structured episode, I just wanted to get my flaws out of the way right away. This episode features another instance of one of my least favorite tropes in fiction, that being liar revealed. But you know what? This is actually a pretty good instance of it being used, because it's not just one thing that breaks Oliver and Moira's relationship. As Oliver said himself in Darkness on the Edge of Town,
My mom and my best friend's dad are involved in a conspiracy that may have dire consequences for the city, and I'm pretty sure they murdered my father. I'm not planning on using the word okay again anytime soon.
the erosion of trust between them had already begun in Season 1. Despite that, Oliver was willing to put that behind him, so seeing that Moira has even more skeletons in her closet just gets Oliver to reach a tipping point. This is how you do this trope right. It can't just be some stupid, "you didn't tell me you're a superhero, I can never trust you again" bullcrap. There has to be build up to it in order for this trope to be anything other than contrived and annoying. The name of this episode, Heir to the Demon, is definitely referring to Nyssa. She even says as much in this episode. However, it may also refer to Thea. The demon explicitly refers to Ra's al Ghul, Nyssa's father, but Ra's, or I guess Raish, is a title as well as a name of a character. In fact, the character gets his name from the title. He changed his name. And during the Season 3 finale, Malcolm actually does become the next Ra's al Ghul. I don't think the writers and production team thought that far ahead, so maybe the demon has a double meaning to it and refers to Malcolm specifically as opposed to the title of Raish, or hell, maybe it's referencing Moira because of her innumerable amount of lies she tells and secrets she keeps. Point is, the episode's name is a double entendre, and I feel that's worthy of bumping the plot up from a 3 to a 4. Characterization's gonna get a 5. I'm gonna get the negative thing here out of the way. Once again, there is seriously some kind of disconnect between me and this show when it comes to Laurel. I don't know if I'll ever be able to fully point out what it is, I just don't like her. But you know what? When she lashed out at Sarah at the end of the episode, and she just couldn't let Sarah have the moment with Quentin and Dinah, that was honestly downright villainous of her. If I didn't know better, I think they were setting up Laurel as a villain. And you know what? I'm honestly kinda down for that, and wish it's something that they went for. I can understand all the reasons she's angry, but is there seriously no way for her to just put that aside and be happy that Sarah's not dead? Is Laurel really so angry at everyone and everything that she can't be happy Sarah's alive? Surprisingly, I actually think this is fairly realistic. Look at things from Laurel's perspective for a moment. It seems like the world's completely turned against her since Blind Spot. She's lost her job, her credibility as a lawyer, the trust of her family and friends, and I'd be willing to reckon a good chunk of her sanity. And there's still one more blow Laurel has to take as Sarah comes back from the dead and is taking all the support that Laurel needs away from her. I don't exactly relate to Laurel, but I do see this as a surprisingly human reaction. Nyssa is easily made into a very interesting character in just one episode. Giving her that connection to Sarah gives her more than one reason to convince her to come back to the League, but it also means that she does some really messed up shit in an effort to get Sarah back. And even if she did get Sarah back to the League, she'd ultimately still lose Sarah's love and respect. I don't think she's as effortlessly interesting as Slade or Malcolm were after just one or two appearances, but she is a very instantly memorable character. The fact that Sarah was willing to kill herself to not be used as a League's weapon anymore is certainly metal, if nothing else. And thanks to Oliver, she now has most of a family and a life to go back to. And I really like that. Sarah deserves a break after the non-stop hell she's gone through the past 6 years. The Queen family drama stuff is something I'd normally hate, but I'm watching The Flash's 9th season right now, and I'm reminded that at least Moira and Thea didn't get forgotten about in favor of team drama. Family drama can be a hard pill to swallow, but superhero team drama is another thing entirely, and I fucking hate it. Whether you think Oliver cutting Moira off completely is okay or not, you have to admit that there was a little bit of validity to what he was saying. Oliver found every excuse to go easy on Moira in Season 1, trying his absolute damnedest to prove that she wasn't involved in the undertaking. But Moira constantly lies about everything, be it to cover up that she was a part of the undertaking or about Malcolm being Thea's father. Also, small note, this is where we get the first mention of Felicity's family. It toes that fine line of just enough exploration so that you know that there's more to it, and you want to know more about it, but it also allows you to feel satisfied if you don't get that additional exploration. Unfortunately, we do get more exploration, but you know what? Season 4 doesn't affect this episode, and I have my own thoughts on all of that. I'm giving the visuals a 3 here. I don't really have much to add except for a few things. I actually like the chase scene in this episode, which is really surprising considering I don't like chase scenes very much. There's actually a lot of intensity and suspense to this one. I had to cut out a lot of Oliver's speech, but it's very hard to watch because it feels very awkward and clunky with a lot of long pauses in between his words. One thing I realized I appreciated is that we don't see any shots of the crowd while Oliver's up on that podium. It might seem lazy or awkward to not have any cuts to the crowd at first, but it's because they're not the one that Moira's lies are impacting. The emphasis is put on Oliver because Oliver is the most important person in that scene. Pretty clearly, importance is a 5. Just introducing Nyssa gives this episode a lot of points, but it also does a lot to affect the relationship between Oliver and Moira, as well as bringing Sarah back to Starling City full-time. And I'll give entertainment a 4. That gives Heir to the Demon a score of 21 out of 25. Now let's get into the wrap-up. I was curious about how many actors do their own stunts in the Arrowverse cast. I know Stephen Amell, Katie Lotz, and Melissa Benoist all do their own stunts, but Katrina Law was one of the ones I wasn't sure about. The camera tricks were certainly very convincing at the top of the episode, so I did some searching and found this article from the Hollywood News where Katrina Law and Willa Holland talk about life on the Arrow set. Reading interviews isn't really my thing, but this one actually ended up being super fun, and I encourage you to check it out if you have the time. I'll link it down in the description. But to answer my question, no, Katrina does not do her own stunts. Also, according to the article, Katie Lotz didn't do the salmon ladder either. That definitely surprised me to find out. But anyway, that is it for this episode, guys. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to leave a like and a comment. That'd be greatly appreciated. Also, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already so that you can join us as soon as freaking possible. And while I'm plugging everything else, be sure to click the bell so that you get notified whenever we upload one of these crappy videos. But apart from that, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, guys. This is Demigod Shmurda.